Hi, this is Gathering Place. I'm running your live stream so that it will help your watch hours, Faye. You have to have the volume on for if you run people's videos. Otherwise, the hours don't count. I'm drinking some of this Gatorade with 0 calories because I have to get a tooth pulled and I have more dental work. So I'm brushing and flossing and drinking things that don't have sugar calories in them. I want to take you outside and show you what I got done. No, Cara, you gotta stay in the house for a minute. You want to go out with me? Come on. I'll let her go out, but against my better judgment. Get a flashlight. You can see how nice the solar lights are. The tops of them get the sunlight during the day, and then that charges the little battery. I have a little path. See the little path made of stones? So about every 4 or 5 stones, I put a LED light emitting device. And then I have my tiki torch. See the torch? Look at her, she's peeing. Okay, so anyhow, the tiki torches are just these, here's an empty one. You just unscrew the top and you put the fuel in there that's made for them. Some of the fuel you can get has that citronella, and it's supposed to keep mosquitoes away. There's the pool. So today I went around to the front of the house and climbed on the wood pile. I'll show you the wood pile from the back of the house, from the backyard. You can you see how much wood is there? And then I've got this gray thing. It has 3 wheels on, like a tricycle. It's got 2 in the back, 1 in the front, and it's got this handle. So I can kind of push it. It's easier for me to pull it because the metal frame that it's attached to, see how low to the ground that is? So if you push it, sometimes the metal digs in, especially if it weighs a lot because of the wood. And then I throw the wood, I climb on top of the wood pile, and I'm real careful, and I go real slow, and I just step, and then I pick up wood and throw it into that gray bin, and then I push, pull, manhandle the bin, and I bring it over here. I'll show you the wood I have over here now in the backyard where I can burn it in the fire pit. So I have the real long stuff here. It's like really long. So both ends stick out from the fire, but you can burn it right in the middle, and then it breaks in half, and then it's the correct size for your fire pit. And then I brought this pallet. That's what they delivered the shingles for the roof. The roofing company brought a big truck and a forklift thing, and they just go up your driveway and they put everything on this what did I just call it? Pallet, on the pallet. It's not a word I use very often. So after I get the wood thrown into the gray thing and I manhandle it across the yard, I put all the short pieces on this one, so now they're off the ground, they're not in the grass, they don't get muddy, they're not getting wet, and they're underneath this big tree, which pretty much protects them from the rain. The earth is packed real hard here, so nothing grows underneath the pine tree. Look at Cara. So probably some little chipmunks or some squirrels or something might, like, sometimes little critters go into the wood piles. I saw a little critter that actually had her babies in one time. When you disturb the wood, they run out of there. Little chipmunks. See how big this piece is? See how big the diameter is? The circumference is really large. Has a really wide diameter. There's another big one. But I'm strong enough I can lift these things. And there's my empty. I gotta fill that with some of that berry stuff. And now I'll take you over here to the fire. You can see how pretty the tiki torch looks. And then you can see the flames, a little bit of the flames. And then I have really big wood in there now, like the really big pieces. And I had to like set them in there carefully, put 2 on the side and then go across. And so there's like, I can feel the heat from here, and I'm probably 4-5 feet away. I can feel the heat because this thing's been burning all day. And here's my wheelbarrow. It's a trooper. It's a real trooper. Yump, 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 yump. And then I have, this is my long-handled shovel. It's broken. It's supposed to extend. Somebody gave it to me because it was broken and they didn't want it anymore. This is my old, like you guys probably buy Weber's and they're round. This is an old-fashioned, like probably from the 1960s, late 50s. It says portable kitchen, Little Rock, Arkansas. There's the little vent thing. See there? You open that, you let the vent out. But I've got some charcoal in there in a bucket, and then the charcoal lighting fluid. And I've got the metal thing at the bottom so that the charcoal lays on top of that. I just need the thing on the top to like cook your steak or your hamburger or your hot dogs or whatever. Sometimes I buy kosher hot dogs and cook them. And then I'll show you the wood. I left these big chunks here. These are heavy. But I can lift them up, and here's a really big one. See, like, there's enough heat from that fire, I could throw that on there maybe around midnight or something and let it burn. And then underneath the tarp, I have an old wheelbarrow. Like, that's my new wheelbarrow. But my old one got all busted up. It's made out of plastic. See how it's green? It's plastic. Anyhow, the tires went bad and the handle. So I kept the green thing and I used it to put wood in there. And then I just cover it with a tarp. Because even if something's broken, you can repurpose it for something else. I don't know. I was raised in a very poor Catholic Irish household. And when something broke, you fixed it. If it broke and it couldn't be fixed, you used it for something else. Like that bucket that has the charcoal in it in here, that bucket has a leak. That's a metal bucket. You guys don't see those anymore. I would call it a pail. Can you see that? Just because it doesn't hold liquid doesn't mean, you know, it's no good. It works for something. And then I'm going to go ahead. I mowed the backyard today and I picked up all the dog poop before I go every day. I walk around my yard with a little shovel. Look at cars leading the way. Can you see? It's so dark. I don't think you can see anything. There's the sky. This is where I see the moon. I see the moon and the moon sees me. I know on Facebook they tell you when there's going to be a blue moon or a strawberry moon or a harvest moon. It's really nice to sit out here and look at the moonlight. There's a firefly way up in there. I really enjoy being outside. There's a big tree. So I'm going to take you back here and I'll show you where I trimmed around the berries. I got the new growth trim back. I filled a whole container with green branches. I had to put something on my hands because there's a lot of prickers on these berry bushes. Okay, this is a good area. So you can see at the top there's the berries. See how it's got a cluster of like 5, but there's only one berry because, oh, there's a bunch of good ones right back there. I want to try and invite the neighborhood kids to come, like put my dogs in the house, open up the gate, and send a little note to the moms and dads so that the children can have the experience of picking their own berries. And there's plenty way down here, so even the youngest child can take their little fingers and pick these berries. I think they'd get a real good sense of accomplishment. See that? Here's one that's got 3 berries on it. That's real good. And like I said, the rabbits eat these, and I think the birds do, but I can pick them and then leave them for the little chipmunks and the squirrels in the front yard because it's too many for me to eat. I use one of those soy drinks and pour it in the blender, and then I take a whole container of these ripe berries and dump them in the blender and add some ice, and it makes a great smoothie. And you know, these berries are like rich in antioxidants, so they're real healthy for you. So you can see what's going to happen is when these things explode. Oh, and there's going to be an air show too. Like this is July 8th, Thursday, July 8th. They're going to have the air show at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's always a lot of fun. I might get brave enough to leave the house and go there. I have a place I can park, so I won't get stuck in a parking lot having to pay money. And then I think they'll have vendors, and there's going to be rides at the fairground, which is completely different than Wright-Pat Air Force Base. This is just the other part here underneath. You can see it forms like an alcove, like you have like a little roof from all the branches. And then I'll just walk with the flashlight and go back toward I have a little shed building here. This is where I keep the riding lawnmower. I should have, when I had them do the roof, I should have had them put new shingles on my shed. I should have done that, huh? That was a mistake on my part. Cara's leading the way. Hey, Cara. Can you see her butt? She's funny. She follows me around the house. Like, if I leave the living room, she leaves the living room. I go in the bedroom, change my shirt, she comes in the bedroom. Even when I sit down on the toilet, she comes in and sits there. Since I live alone, I don't close the bathroom door. And there she's taken off. She's a funny dog. I'm glad I saved her life, you know. I think she got a bad rap just because of her breed, having a pitty mix breed. They put down a lot of those pitty mixes, but they make great pets. They really do. They're very affectionate. There's my tiki torch. I just filled that one with fuel. And then the big wood. There's the sky. We had a little bit of rain today for about an hour. And then the sun came out And then I mowed the backyard. But this fire is going good blazes. I've had it going now for today's Thursday. I had it going Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday morning there was still heat coming from the ashes, and so I didn't have to even put like little pieces of wood and get it going. I could just put branches in there and it just fired right up. And I have well, you guys would probably laugh at me if I showed you the food thing, but you know, you just have to understand, like, people from different parts of the country have different things they do. And like for people in my area, I mean, you think Ohio, the Midwest, but like Kentucky is an hour away. So there's Kentucky, and then there's Tennessee. And like around here, like if somebody was on the highway and they hit a deer, people would stop and put the deer carcass in the back of their pickup, and they would skin that deer, and they would eat that meat. They would have venison stew, venison steaks. And like, I was in a chat room one time, and somebody was talking about a deer, and I was talking about, you know, that's dinner. Like, that's dinner for weeks. And they thought I was being gross, like I was making a joke about a dead deer. But what I was talking about is poor people eat deer meat, you know. We go hunting and hunt squirrels, and we skin them, and we eat squirrel meat. You know, you just broil them in the oven. So just kind of be aware that, you know, somebody's from Tennessee, or, you know, we catch fish, we eat the fish. We're just, people that don't have money get by in different ways, you know. Like this over here, like somebody threw this chair away. Somebody put this chair out on the curb for trash day. Well, I rescued it. I mean, that's a good chair. You can sit down in it. It supports your weight. It's got those handles. No, it's not pretty, but it works. It's better than a folding lawn chair. And this little table, somebody put that on the curb too, and I rescued it. Here's one, the kind you guys probably are familiar with. They fold up, they have armrests, they have those little drink holders. You know, that's an expensive chair. And it's comfortable. I'll sit down in it, and I'll turn the light off. And it's just real nice out here. I mean, the fire's going, you got the tiki lamp, I got the solar lights, Cone is resting. He's taking she gave him tramadol, 60 tramadol pills after his surgery, and he takes 2 at a time because he weighs 100 pounds. Well, he weighs 95 pounds. And so she said give him 2 pain pills every 6 to 8 hours. Well, the first 2 or 3 days I gave him every 6 hours. And now he's been post-op for, what, 6 days now? So now I'm stretching him out to 8 hours. So I'm giving him 2 pain pills, and then 8 hours later I give him 2 pain pills. But you keep it, you know, you keep it in his blood. You keep it in his system. And he's eating real good. He's on half his dog food because he gets meat. I give him a piece of meat, and I hide the pill in there. So he's getting 3 pieces of turkey for pain medicine. He's getting 2 pieces of meat. You know, twice a day he gets his antibiotics at a different time. I don't give him the antibiotics at the same time I give him the pain medicine because I don't want to upset his stomach. But he was outside today. He came, and I put a blanket out here, and he laid down on that. I put a water bowl and put some ice cubes in it. Now watch. Here, I'll show you where Kara is. See, she's right there. I mean, like, here's my chair, and Kara's like within inches of me. My dogs are. And then I had the comb, the grooming comb, Like you just comb the dogs outside and then you get the hair off of them. I did the vacuuming today. I vacuumed the downstairs of the house. And I cleaned my bathroom. And I do smoke. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I started smoking when I was 15 years old. I'm 63. Do the math. Like 45, 48 years. When I was pregnant with my son, I quit smoking immediately. I just put it down because I wasn't going to hurt my baby and inhale smoke. I wasn't going to hurt my baby. And then when I gave birth at the hospital, I had him by emergency cesarean. And the other ladies that had like vaginal births, they used to go out on the porch, on the balcony, and as soon as they had their babies, they like went out there and started smoking. And like one woman was like, "Can I have a cigarette?" And they're like, "Oh, sure," you know, until she could get a family member to bring her a pack of cigarettes. But I thought it was kind of funny, like you go 8 months or 9 months without a cigarette, and then as soon as that baby was out, boom, they lit up a cigarette. But I quit for 4 years, and then something happened that stressed me out. You know, that's why I smoke. It's my nerves. I don't smoke I don't drink alcohol, so it's not like I have 2 beers and I want a cigarette. And when I have surgery, I limit myself to 2 cigarettes a day or 4 cigarettes a day for a few days before surgery, and then I don't smoke at all, you know, the day of surgery, because it helps the guy who puts you under, the anesthesiologist. They appreciate it if you don't smoke, so your lung cilia works and everything. But anyway, I meet with the surgeon on the 16th, and then I'll check out him, see if he's board certified, what state he's certified in, and how experienced he is, and how many of these surgeries he's done. And then I'll make an informed consent. I'll make an informed decision as to whether or not I'm going to let him do my surgery or I'm going to get a second opinion. But everything I read says for this kind of skin cancer, they use something called the Mohs, M-O-H-S technique, and they slice like a really thin slice, like if you cut watermelon real thin, and then they take that little piece and they put it under a microscope, and they have a pathologist look, and he looks for abnormal skin cells, and then they just cut until there's no more cancer. So I don't know how deep it's going to go. I mean, they don't know either until you get in the operating room and they're doing it. But, you know, I really like having my right hand and my right thumb. It comes in real handy having 2 hands, you know, and I don't know, like if they cut too deep into the wrist muscle, you know, that might impact my hand. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But, you know, I've already had 2 infections, one before the biopsy, one after the biopsy, so I know how careful you have to be to try not to get an infection. And I'm not real impressed with some of the personnel working in the veterans health care. You know, it's like everywhere. You have good doctors, not so good doctors. You have good nurses, great nurses, and then you have nurses that are just there to make the money, and they don't care about people, and got aides bringing you your meals, and I don't know. I don't really, well, nobody looks forward to surgery. I mean, nobody wants to have surgery, right? Unless you're a masochist or something, or is it Munchausen syndrome by proxy or something? People that like attention. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like being a patient. I'll see if I can be outpatient, like do the surgery and let me go home. Maybe I can just have a home health aide stay with me at the hospital. Maybe I'll ask the doctor to see if they can authorize that. Can I see the sky up there? I don't There's a star. I don't even see the moon tonight. Well, I'm just rambling. I'm trying to get my watch hours in. I only need like 49 hours and I'll have my 4,000. So I guess I should go live and have people come in my live stream and try to reach the 4K, the 4,000. But I haven't felt like going live for a long time. I have a playlist of my live streams. If anybody wants to run my playlist, you have to have the volume on or put the earbud thing on the device. And then help push me, you know, if I can get 10 more watch hours or 20 more watch hours, and then do the rest by going live stream. It's just an accomplishment. Like, you get your 1,000 subscribers, you need 4,000 watch hours. I think it's like in the YouTube community, it's kind of like getting a badge, like a badge of honor. It's like graduating high school, you know. I did it. I got 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you know. And then I don't even think I'd put ads in my videos, like that AdSense revenue. I just want to be legitimate, you know. And I'd like to do it before I go in for surgery. But it's just something I wanted to do. You know, like when you set a goal, you want to accomplish your goals. And I met some really fine people in the YouTube community. You know, here recently, like Faye. I go on her live stream and keep her company, and then she gets more people up there, and then I get off of there. But her and I have like a God connection. Sometimes I think God hears our prayers and just puts people in our lives, you know. Like Pam in North Carolina. And those 4 ladies that have the Friday Real Deal. Real Deal with Shonda Davis. She's so incredibly sweet to me. Like, I just feel their support and their love and their guidance, and, you know, they tell me what I need to hear, not necessarily what I want to hear. And, you know, we all need that. And I do have family near me. I have family 15 minutes away, and I have a brother and his little puppy, Ellie, and then I have my sister. She's like 73. And, you know, she's got 3 kids and a bunch of grandkids. Shoot, I don't even know how many grandkids she's got. She's got like 3 plus 4 plus 2, 7, 8, 9. She's got a lot of grandkids. And the parents bring them over to her house a lot because she was a teacher. She was at Montessori. And so she's real good with kids. She's real patient. She didn't make any money, but she enjoyed being a teacher. She's a great teacher. I went in her classroom and did a little stand up in front of the classroom and showed them some cotton from California, because there are cotton fields in California, something a lot of people don't know. And I had cut it and put it in a box, and when I went from California here to Ohio, she had me come and talk to her class about, like, I answered their questions about California, you know, but whatever. Okay, so I've almost got 30 minutes. So if 10 people watched this, that would be 5 hours. And if 20 people watched 30 minutes, that would be 10 hours. So if you can help push me closer, I only need 49 more watch hours. And I do have a playlist with just my dogs, so your kids can watch it. I don't swear in that, you know, it's just me talking about the dogs And you can see all of them, Joey and all of them. All right, this is Gathering Place. Good night, everybody.